Just because you failed doesn't mean that you're a failure. You're not a sum of all the decisions that you made. You were created as a daughter, as a son of God. So what does that mean? I lost $50,000 in a business. It failed. It just went to crap. We kept it alive. We invested a ton of money into it. We bought a place. We remodeled it. We did marketing. We ran it, and it just failed. It just wouldn't work. That sucked. It sucked a lot. My wife and I, we lost a ton of money on it. And we weren't in a position to lose 50 grand. It's not like, I got $20 million. It's not a big, no. I had not that much. We lost 50 grand on this company. And it wasn't for lack of trying. It wasn't for lack of effort. It wasn't for lack of doing our absolute best. But see, what happens, we don't understand results aren't based on effort. Effort doesn't always guarantee results. And you can do everything 100% right and still 100% miss it. We don't always fathom that in business. We don't always fathom that as believers. We say, well, I'm doing everything right. Why is this not working? I've done all that work. I've put everything in and it's just not working. What if there's more to learn in the failure than there is in the success, right? So you can learn more when you fail if you don't take it as I'm a failure than when you succeed and look at yourself as someone who's a winner. What do I mean by that? So when we failed that business, I self-examined everything, right? Like we looked and said, I went through all the numbers. I went through all the ways that we did it, how we did it, why we didn't do it this way, whatever. And it came to be, and we understood that God opened an opportunity up for us. We jumped in this opportunity. The problem was, number one, we weren't in the right state of mind to make the decision that we made to buy the business. See, emotionally, we were drained. Emotionally, we were shot. Emotionally, we were both in not good places. But we made a $50,000 decision. Why do we do that? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. We thought it was going to work. I mean, we didn't just want to crap $50,000 away, right? Thought it was going to work. We thought it was going to be exactly what we were supposed to do. We thought it was going to be a great success. It was going to be wonderful and all that thing. The problem is we weren't healthy enough emotionally, mentally, or spiritually in order to make that choice. But we made it anyway out of, we need to make a choice. We need to do something. We were constantly pursuing something instead of being pulled to something. That's a big statement. See, when you're driven in life, you just keep driving. You're like a juggernaut. You just boom, boom, boom. I'm just pushing. I'm gonna go. I'm making. And if you got some skills and some grit, man, you can make stuff happen. Trust me, I know. Even when that stuff isn't supposed to happen, you can make it happen because you got grit and you're going to drive and you're going to dig and you're going to obsess over and you're going to push. The problem with that, the peace of God rarely rests in that. The peace of God rarely rests in being driven. The peace of God rests in being pulled, pursued, called to. The peace of God rests in that. How do you get to that place? See, what I learned in that is because I was so driven, I didn't pay attention to my emotional state, my mental state, my wife's emotional state, my wife's mental state. We just made a choice. Because I was so driven by succeeding and doing and creating, she was doing the same thing. And she was just going along with me, right? And she loves me, all that. The problem is, because we made that choice out of such bad mind states, we didn't fully understand the depth of it. We didn't fully understand how deep the water was that we were getting into. And we treaded for a long time. Because I got some grit. She does too. Eventually we drowned. And it went under. And we had to make the choice to give it away. Give it back. Say, hey, we can't do it. We got to give it back. That sucked. Equally as much though, it was freeing. Why? Because we had taken on a purpose for our lives that wasn't for our lives. And when you do that, you take this huge weight and you put it on the back of your neck. And whether you realize it or not, it keeps pushing you down. And it weighs so much. Even though it looks like a good decision, it may even make money. The problem is, you take the weight of a decision that you were never meant to make and put it on your back. That weight now makes other decisions for you. See, trauma can make your decisions for you throughout your entire life if you don't deal with it. And the emotional and mental trauma that my wife and I had experienced years prior, and maybe even at childhood, sure, and in other previous relationships and marriages, see, those things were making our decisions for us. They were influencing those decisions that we thought we had full control over. We didn't even know. We didn't have the question, much less the answer. Didn't even know there was a question to be asked. Well, why are you? No clue. Am I supposed to do it? Much less we didn't have the answer to it. So we made decisions, and trauma from decades ago was influencing that decision. We had no clue. So once we made that choice, we dug in and we drove in. Why? Because we're driven and we got grit and we're going to make it happen. And here we go. And we love the Lord. But sometimes we can come into agreement with a prayer that we prayed that wasn't the will of God for our life. I came into agreement with a prayer that I prayed because it was my will. I wanted to see it happen. It wasn't, Father, if this is your will, let it be done. It was, Father, I think this is what you want us to do, so we're getting after it. Two separate prayers. My intentions were great. My intentions were building money, building wealth, buying my wife a company, and it was going to be exciting. We were great. But intentions don't promise results, guys. The results we got were struggle, stress, pain, frustration, anger, upset, and loss. Not all at once. Little nips, a little drip here and there, and it sucked. I can laugh about it now. I did not laugh about it then. I'm not a blow-up kind of guy. I'm not a scream guy. Like, I can probably count on both hands how many times I have lost my crap in 20 years, right? My wife will vouch for that. I'm not a freak-out guy, but I'm an internalization guy. I punish myself daily for bad decisions. Daily. Maybe that's you. Maybe you don't freak out. But inside, you're like angry, you're hurt, you're disappointed in yourself. All those things. I went through every emotion that you could think of. But it was through that I learned to pray the prayer, God, if I built it, burn it to the ground. See, the priest and the king side of me were struggling. The priest side was, well, Father, your will's going to be done, and I know it's going to happen. I know it's great. The king side was, God, this business is failing, and we're going to go broke, and we're going to lose 50 grand. What do I do with my hands? I don't know. It was hard, man. It was really hard. But the truth of it is, had we taken time to heal, had we taken time to acknowledge the things that we didn't even know maybe were broken, but we could see signs of it. See, when a pot cracks, it doesn't just pour water. It's just a little drip. Just a little drip seeps through the crack. It's not even a big deal. Whatever. You just wipe it off, you move on. But what happens is the more you use that pot, the bigger that crack gets until that crack just fails miserably. That was me. It was small stuff. It was small stress, small anger, small frustration. And none of this was directed to other people. You got to understand, I wasn't yelling at my kids uncontrollably. I wasn't hitting my wife. I wasn't doing any of that stuff. It was all here. Every bit of it was here. So it was a small crack until finally it just broke. And I lost control of my emotions. And I lost control of myself. And I went on autopilot mode. And I was just slowly dying inside. And didn't even know why. Because I was kind of successful, made good money, got cool kids, man, good kids, everybody's healthy, got a cool wife. My wife was dealing with traumas I didn't understand, right? But at the end of the day, losing that business, losing some of the things that we needed to lose, cleared up some mental energy so we could pursue other things. We could begin to get healed. We could begin to gain healing in our lives, gain understanding. Why have we been making these choices? Why have I been so driven for my entire life? Why do I not understand my values in the gospel and in God and what He said it was instead of what I can create, produce, or manufacture? Why can I not get that? I went into counseling. I got deep counseling. I began to understand why I acted the way I acted, why I pursued things the way that I did, and why I was never fulfilled. See, losing money sucks. But for me, it's just money. I'm not devastated that I lost $50,000. It sucks. I'll go make more money. My value's not wrapped up in my money. My value was wrapped up in the fact that I failed. And I missed it. And why could I have not made it work? What's wrong with me? Why couldn't I fix it? Maybe you say that about a business, a marriage, a relationship, a friendship, whatever. Why can I not fix it? What's wrong with me that I can't fix it? That's not the best question to ask. The best question to ask is, Father, what parts of me are finding their value in parts of them? See, if you find your value in your wife, you're only ever going to be as happy as she is. You're only ever as good as she is. If you find your value in your children, you're only going to be as happy as they are. You're only going to be as fulfilled as you can help them to become. If you find your value in your business, you're only as successful, you're only as valuable as your business has success. You're only as valuable as much as your business can produce. Man, that's draining. It is draining to live that kind of life. I lived it. It sucks. And there'll be glimpses of happiness. There's glimpses of joy. There's glimpses of excitement. But at night, when nothing's happening, there's no movement to be had, where are you at? What's going on in your mind? What are you thinking about? See, that's the stuff that matters. So the prayer for today is, Father, help me to understand the areas that I'm finding my value in things that it doesn't belong in. Father, help me understand where I've put my faith in areas that it doesn't belong in. Help me to realign with you, God. God's not angry with you. He's not disappointed with you. He's not upset with you because you made a decision or made a bad mistake. He's not upset. No. He's chasing you. You understand the prodigal. When the prodigal came up, you realize the father ran to the prodigal, right? Ran after him to hug him, to get him. Didn't ask him a single question. Just accepted him. That's the prayer for today. Father, I want to come back into alignment with your will for my life, God. I want to come back into praying the heart of the God over my life, the will of God over my life, Father. Help me, Lord, to do that. What are the areas that I need to correct in my life in order to do that? God, help me understand my values in you and in the blood of your Son, that I can walk in fullness of who you created me to be. God, help heal me of those traumas that I don't even know exist in my life. God, strip them off of my heart that I can walk in peace today, that I can walk in clarity today. I can have understanding of where I am and what I'm doing today. If this has ministered to you today, if it's giving you some wisdom, some clarity, I'd encourage you, if you could, just send it to somebody, send it to a friend, send it to a brother, share it on your page. Helps us kind of just, my goal and my heart in all of this is to help bring balance to those that are struggling with balance, help bring clarity to those that don't have it, and help bring understanding and a peaceful heart to those that don't have it. I want you guys to use my experience of things that I went through to hopefully not have to experience that, or at least know that you're not by yourself. Somebody else went through it. I'm on the other side of a lot of it. You can get there too, man. Even when it sucks. All right, man. You have a good night.